Hello, children. Good morning. Let's start our next part from the story Reach for the Top. This time we are going to read about Maria Sharapova. This is the biography of Maria Sharapova. What type of childhood she had. It is all about that and how she became a famous tennis player. It's about all that. So, children, let's start. These two stories, Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova, these are a great inspiration to the, especially to the girls, how in odd circumstances they scaled the highest, or you can say they were able to make their dream come true. How they fought with the society, how strong they were mentally as well as physically for so the story about these two girls are really a great inspiration. So let's start our story. Let's read about a famous tennis player, Maria Sharapova. Maria. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova. She's a Russian girl, and she reached at the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18 years. So let's start. There's a something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. There are few talks or there are few things to be known about Maria Sharapova which put one into a great surprise. Something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. Something is odd with which do not, there are few talks about her which do not match with her ever ready smile and glamorous attire, the clothes, the costume she wears. And that something in her lifted her, and that something in her lifted her on Monday 22 August 2005 to the world number 1 position in women's tennis. And that's something which was strange about Sharapova. That something lifted her or took her to the reach when on Monday 22 August 2005 took her to the position of number 1 position of women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. She doesn't even know how she reached to that point. Period. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Beyond her years, no one can imagine that such a small girl, which was not quite mature in her age, she was quite young. This Siberian born, she was born in Siberia, teenager, took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Reached to that point just within 4 years when she started playing tennis professionally. She reached to that pinnacle, the highest point. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before, with the level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. However, this rapid, you can say, climbing of her career began. She had a fiercely competitive spirit, began 9 years before with the level of sacrifice. She made such sacrifices which a 9-year-old child sometimes won't be able to do, or she was ready for to make such sacrifices at a young age of only 9 years. Little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in United States. She had not celebrated her 10th birthday, that means she was only 9 years old, when she was sent on a train to United States. The trip to Florida with her father Yuri launched her on the path to success. This was a trip to Florida with her father Yuri, name of her father Yuri, took her to the path of success and stardom and fame. But it also required a heart wrenching 2 year separation from her mother Yelena. Her mother's name was Yelena. It not only her father was there with her when she went to Florida, but her mother was back in Siberia. She had to stay separately from her mother for 2 years, which was quite heart wrenching, heartbreaking separation. The later was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. Her mother was later here means the mother, refer to her mother. Her mother stayed in Siberia because of the visa restrictions. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. She has to pay a price if she want to become successful. I used to be lonely, Maria Sharapova recalls. She remembers that he used to be lonely. I missed my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he could not see me either. His father was not able to meet her because he had to work really hard to earn money for Maria's training. Because I was so young and I used to go to bed at 8 p.m., the other tennis pupils would come in at 11 p.m. and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. See how she was bullied in the hostel. She did not stay with her father, as father used to work day and night shift. So she was put in a hostel. Other time tennis players or students who were learning tennis, they used to come in the room at 11 p.m. They used to wake her up, make her tidy the room and clean their bed. Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. She said all these things did not depress her, but on the other hand, these things made her more determined and mentally tough. I learned how to take care of myself. She, just a 9-year old girl, stayed in the hostel. She managed all these things, she was bullied by the other girls, but still she has a strong willpower. She was determined and mentally tough, and she also learned how to take care of herself. I never thought of quitting. She never thought of leaving that place because I knew what I wanted, because she had realized what she wants in her life. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. She tells, when you have nothing and you come from nothing, the thing of gaining something, the desire of gaining something makes you more hungry, and you do everything possible in your hands to reach to that thing. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. She said she would have faced more humiliation or insult to achieve her dreams, to pursue her dreams. She was strong enough, she had a steadfast desire. That toughness runs through Maria Sharapova. Even today, she is quite tough. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise to the world number one spot in the following year. In 2004, this mental toughness helped her to get the women's single crown in Wimbledon in 2004, and in the following year, that is in 2005, she was the world number one place. While her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the heart of tennis fans, her journey, her story from that Siberian frozen lands to the summit, to the highest point of the tennis, has touched the heart, lives, and souls and hearts of the tennis fans. For the youngster herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. She was not at all emotional. She said there is no room for her to be sentimental. The straight looks and the answers she gives when she asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. The statements given by her and in her interviews, the remarks she makes shows are clear enough to show that the sacrifices which she made were worth. I am very, very competitive. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. That is her mantra for success. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly parades her Russian nationality. Though she speaks in her American accent, but she proudly considers herself to be Russian. Clearing all doubt, she says, I am Russian. It's true that the US is a big part of my life, but I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. She expressed her desire to play Olympics for Russia. Like any other number of teenage sensation, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, dancing as her hobbies. She was also a style icon. She likes fashion, singing, and dancing. She loves reading novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odd with her love of pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. When she expresses her desire to wear evening gowns, that seems quite odd with her. That does not match with her personality, as she is very tough. These things are made for delicate people. These are quite odd things. Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized. She cannot be put or categorized in one place. Her talent, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. The qualities, her talent, her unwavering means not finishing desire to success and always ready to make sacrifices had taken her to the top of the world. Few would grudge her the riches she is now reaping. Few people are having their grudges also against her. That is what she has to say about her monetary gains from the tennis. What she needs to tell them, of course, money is a motivation. Tennis is a business and a sport, but the most important thing is to become number one in the world. That is the dream that kept me going. That was the dream that kept her going. That's all, children. This is a really inspiring story. So, please, everyone, go through these.